media reaction to the debate. We go to CNN first. This is always amusing. We go to Chris Cillizza. He picks the winners and losers. Top winner, of course, Pete Buttigieg. What? Okay. I don't know. Did we watch the same debate? Okay, it's amazing. Second winner, Joe Biden. Get off my lawn, Joe Biden. Oh, God damn it, why won't they let me talk more? Okay, I don't have anything else to say. He won the debate. Now get a load of this. Third winner.
Bloomberg.
No, to be fair to him, he didn't say Bloomberg. Amy Klobuchar.
I thought she did okay.
Come on, winner of the debate, really?
Right, that's crazy.
Bernie said, now, so look, unlike them, we're not biased. So he did put Bernie Sanders in there, okay, and he's at fourth, okay? And he did say actually something very similar to what I said. It's damning with faint praise, but I was doing it because the rest of them suck so bad. He loved the rest of them, but he's like, he said they didn't knock Bernie out, and since he's the front runner, so I guess he won. Like he can't actually give him a compliment like he did well, but okay, fine, they didn't knock him out. And then the final winner is Donald Trump. Why? Because media. All right. He did, to be fair, again, he did say Bloomberg is a loser. Elizabeth Warren, I don't know why he thinks she's a loser. And yes, he did mention moderators and live audience, and those were the two biggest notable things. And yeah, it's fair to call them losers.
It's lazy to say that Trump won the debate. He wasn't in the debate. He didn't win a debate. He's not in.
Ooh, Chris with the hot take.
You're so right, guys. Because
tired.
Like somebody does it after every debate. The real winner was Donald Trump. Oh no, I didn't see that coming.
Okay,
like at the beginning in the first debate when everybody was jumping on to piggyback on Barack Obama, did they say the real winner was Barack Obama because this entire field was fawning over him and making sure they didn't step on his toes when they were asked, did he do anything wrong? No, they didn't say that because you know what? Obama's not running anymore. So now that Trump is running for re-election, we have to say he somehow won this debate. Just because he doesn't get mentioned or does get mentioned, whatever happens that you think makes someone who didn't participate win something, I don't get. It's a way to get people to stop doing what they don't want them to do.
Well, they're trying to say that it's so divisive and it's so horrible and it's all Bernie's fault and all the Bernie bros and Trump's really the one winning in all of this.
You got to stop doing this, or else you're gonna lose to Trump.
Right. The Republicans had a pretty contentious primary in 2016.
Absolutely.
They won.
That's right. Okay, now let me real quick read you the rest of the highlights. So winners and losers, Buttigieg and Klobuchar and Biden won, okay. Then opinion, a messy, chaotic, and embarrassing night, normal. Then you get into the real articles, not opinion. First title, Biden and Buttigieg try to make the case that Sanders being the nominee would hurt Democrats running for Congress. So if you're just looking at the titles, is Sanders gonna hurt Democrats? Okay, next one. Sanders fires back after Buttigieg accuses him of being radical. Oh, okay, is Bernie radical? I guess Bernie's radical. All right, next one. Sanders defends his past praise of Cuban social programs. Like it's one after the other. Remember, Sanders dirtbag. Sanders, how will Sanders respond to being a dirtbag? Okay, well, I gave you 3 different reasons why he's a dirtbag. And if you read the body of the article in the 13th paragraph, we might tell you his defense. Okay, so, and did you have a Washington Post headline?
Yes, I do. So, well, it's just, these were their winners and losers, the Washington Post by Aaron Blake. Winners, Elizabeth Warren. I mean, I thought she did fine. Compared to everyone had an average or less than average debate. Joe Biden, I thought he couldn't put a coherent sentence together, so I don't know how you could say he won. And Bloomberg's transparency about money, that's the big winner. It's just like, he wasn't transparent at all.
I'm trying to figure out what the transparency is about money. What, the fact he keeps spending it and everyone knows? I mean, that's
unless they're being ironic, and they mean like because he said he bought off the Democratic politicians. Accidentally, he said that.
No, they say that on Tuesday, there's an unspoken bargain at play with Mike Bloomberg. It goes something like this: I may have only become a Democrat in 2018. I may not be your ideal candidate, but I can win because he has money to spend. And they're saying that he noted that he spent $100 million to help elect House Democrats in 2018. So they're framing this in a positive way, as if he was transparent. That's just PR spin because he spent so much more money on Republicans before then. Big losers, Senator Bernie Sanders. Big losers, Mike Bloomberg. His transparency won, but Mike Bloomberg lost. And the losers are the moderators, which is accurate.
Yes, everybody agrees to that. But that's amazing they're
the transparency.
Like the fact that they didn't look. Emma's been talking about framing the whole night. So instead of talking about, like they're applauding him for buying off Democratic politicians, which is unreal. But they also could have framed it as Elizabeth Warren pointed out that he helped Lindsey Graham, he helped Scott Brown,
right?
He helped all these Republicans defeat Democrats in really close races, thereby giving the Republicans the Senate. So he also bought off the Republican Party and enabled the Republican Party. Now that is like, that to me is a lot more newsworthy. Hey, somebody in a Democratic presidential debate actually materially helped the Republican Party win elections. That's a giant headline, nowhere to be found, not in a single headline. And it was a great point by Warren. Last one's the New York Times analysis. The race is changing, Bernie Sanders doesn't seem to be. So quick title after that is, or first sentence, Mr. Sanders laid bare the power and peril of his politics, his unyielding worldview, and how unlikely he is to adapt it for the sake of electability. Now look at that, to me is actually the most craven, because what the mainstream media does is they say, once you are in a primary, you should shift all your views when you get to a general election so you could be more electable. Your worldview should be more flexible. What does that mean? Be a slimy politician who lies to people. Tell them one thing in the primary to win that, tell them something else in the general to try to win that. Yep. And the New York Times in their analysis here are like, Bernie Sanders, he's not a slimy politician. His worldview, by being honest for 40 straight years, is so inflexible. We're gonna lose if this guy's honest.
Yeah,
wow.
That's why they like Buttigieg.
They would love if he were the nominee.
Yeah.
That's right.
Or if Elizabeth Klobuchar were the nominee, that's who they want.
Yes, and of course they don't realize their inflexible worldview that politicians should be bought off and politicians should lie to people is what's actually killing this country. That's your worldview, you never change it, even if it isn't successful, even if Bernie Sanders is crushing the elections, you still go, God damn it, I wish he was slimy. Why is it working? Right? So the bias is built into the mainstream media. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, Jayar. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.